Hello there and good morning to the Daily Mentor Message Tribe. I'm really excited to share this with you today, and it's really because of what transpired yesterday. And today's topic, and I'm going to stick with and close out the wellness series this week with something really important. And I'm going to actually do one tomorrow as well, which is Saturday, because I wasn't able to do one yesterday. You already know that though. But let me explain why, and actually the reason for the topic of today is that no matter what happens, when you have things that happen unexpectedly, it's always best to be flexible, be adaptable, stay calm because of what you may have to navigate. And so yesterday was a perfect example of that. So when Marcy and I woke up yesterday, we did not see coming what came yesterday. So I was in the middle of actually preparing for recording this video when I got a call from Marcy. She was on her way to meet. Every month she meets with this amazing group of female entrepreneurs they run churches, they run ministries all over the world, and they get together every month. And she was on her way to that event, and we had a conversation beforehand. She was really excited about what they were going to talk about, and meeting new ladies. There's always new ladies that come to this thing. And about 10 minutes after she left, I get a call. And that's very unusual. So Marcy and I, we kind of have a powwow when we're separating from each other, and then we reconvene when we get back to whatever we were on our way to. Well, so this call was unusual, timing-wise. And I called, and it was Marcy. She was stuck on the side of the road of a 3-lane freeway, and her car literally just died. Well, why that's important is because just the night before we were talking about stretching the mileage on this car to 250,000 miles, 250,000 miles. Now, this car is not just a car. It's a 2013 Dodge Durango RT with a 5.7 liter Hemi engine and decked out top to bottom, all the bells and whistles. And shortly after Marcy and I started dating all those years ago, Marcy purchased this car. It had 13 miles on it when she bought the car. And ever since she bought that car, it has been the author of so many memories in our family. From when my kids were like 3 and 7 years old, we have so many pictures of them in the back seat on our way camping, of the kids in the backseat watching a movie on the DVD player on our way to a national park tour around the country. And so our kids literally grew up in the backseat of that car. And how many memories, how many times that all-wheel drive 5.7 liter Hemi, or as Marcy likes to describe, would take us down to the lake when there was no road, or take us off-road when there was no road. And the excitement and the travel and the trips and all of the memories that come along with that car. So what I could hear in Marcy's voice wasn't just her being stranded, it was the end of a chapter. And I could tell she was super emotional about it and literally in tears. And so when I finally, and by the way, it was 100+ degrees outside, and her car was completely dead. Literally couldn't even turn on the flasher. So the car, I think, just melted down. And the night before, we were talking about getting an extra 9,000 miles out of it because it had 241,000 miles. And it was in pristine condition for the most part. Marcy just took, we both took, it was Marcy's primary vehicle, but she took such good care of that. The black leather seats, three row seats, and it was just a beautiful car. So suffice to say, when I pull up on scene and I'm behind her and I have my flashers on, the emergency flashers on, because hers weren't, she gets in the car, it's hot, she's emotional, we're realizing this is the end of a chapter, but we had been preparing for this moment, and we had been preparing for what we wanted, and we wanted an all-wheel drive hybrid because Marcy's car got about 16 to 19 miles per gallon. And with a 22-gallon tank and that 5.7 liter Hemi engine, it was pretty expensive to keep gas in that car. and not real practical anymore since our son is now a high school graduate. He's got his own car. He's never home, probably won't join us on vacations for a while. And our daughter is never home either. And so it's mostly Marcy just driving the car, or her and I driving the car by ourselves. And we've got all that room in the back. So it no longer was a car we needed, but that was beside the point. It was literally like losing a family member yesterday. And so, but on the why that was important is while that's happening, we've got 3 rows of traffic on the freeway. How are we going to get a tow truck out here? How are we going to get, now we're down to 1 car because we're pretty sure the car was just, it was already starting to show signs of aging. And we've put about, in the last year, probably between $5,000 and $6,000 into it with engine repairs and fuel injectors and water pump and alternator and the whole front end being redone. And to get this, with 241,000 miles, we only had to have the brakes replaced 1 time. That's how amazing this car has been for our family. So we're mourning the loss of our car while we're trying to stay safe on the side of the freeway. How are we going to get a tow truck out here? What are we going to do for a car now? We have to pick up our daughter at 2:45 from school, and we have so many other things we have to get back to our life. And so we didn't really get home last night until about 8:30 p.m. with our new hybrid that we're excited about, 37 miles to the gallon. Everything we wanted. The sunroof just goes from the front of the windshield basically in the entire roof. I mean, it's just an amazing car, but it's exactly what we wanted and exactly the options and exactly the timing. And the best financing, 1.99%, you can't beat that. And so everything worked out great, but why the long message today is that we have to, when unexpected things come, if we want to navigate through them successfully and as calming as possible and as least stress on our body, on our mind, on the people around us, because when we're stressed, the people around us know it, especially if we're interacting with them. So when the unexpected happens, remain flexible, keep your calm, focus, because split-second decisions have to be made. There was all kinds of split-second decisions. There were very rapid decisions that had to be made because of all the other stuff in our life yesterday. And it would have been so much more difficult had we not had the ability to be calm, focus on the important details at hand, and handle the situation. Because it was in kind of a volatile situation on the side of the freeway where cars zooming by you going 65 miles an hour. And it was just, and in the heat of the day with no air conditioning and Marcy and no ability to put her hazard lights on. Plus the emotions of losing the car that you've had for the last, 11 years. And like I said, all the memories and the family pictures we have with that car and all the amazing things she gave us in her almost 250,000 mile life. While we're trying to figure out how she's going to get the tow truck out there, what are we going to do with our insurance, how to call roadside assistance and all those other things. So it worked out wonderfully because we were able to stay calm. We were able to be flexible, be malleable, be bendable and moldable while you have to handle things that have to be handled. Making calls to cancel appointments that we had, get other ways to get our daughter home from school and all those kinds of that while we're talking to our insurance company, while we're talking to dispatch, while we're talking to the tow truck driver. Where are you? Can't find you. Where are you going to leave the keys? And all the mechanic where we're dropping the car off and all of these things. And I just look back and go, all the decisions we had to make yesterday, plus buying a new car, that was the easiest part. It was so easy. But the situation is when you are facing an unexpected challenge or an unexpected roadblock, maintain calmness, maintain your composure, take a breath, be flexible, be adaptable if you want to have the best possible outcome. And those around you who you need their assistance, who you need their favor, who you lean on them in times like this, want to help you versus want to run. So again, it's all about mental wellness, emotional wellness. And the more you can practice that before you need it, and when things happen, think on the fly, take a deep breath, count to 10, do whatever you have to do, drink some water, and just be calm and realize you're dealing with people. And when you deal with people and you're polite and you're courteous and you're calm, despite the fact your world is crumbling down, then so many more things will work out in your favor. So to wrap this up, my friends, we're going into the weekend. Have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. And when the unexpected happens, be calm, count to 10, take a deep breath, and focus on the things that need to get done and get them done. You got this. Have a great day. Take care, and God bless.